Today, we're going to dive into a well-known flat Earth claim that has something to do with the horizon and a black swan, which, if we understand correctly, is considered smoking gun evidence that the Earth is flat. Apparently, the globe we're all familiar with was conjured up by a shady cabal that's in cahoots with the scientific community, competing space agencies, and adversarial nations, for reasons that vary depending on who you ask. In the flat Earth realm, the black swan refers to a rather distorted picture of two oil platforms. This image is frequently cited as proof of the flat Earth theory because at 15 kilometers away, the left-hand platform should be partly hidden beyond and below the curve of the globe's horizon. Though some may view this evidence as groundbreaking and revolutionary, clear pictures taken during normal weather conditions show the farthest platform partly hidden beyond and below the curve of the water's horizon, just as it should be on the globe. These photos demonstrate the variability of the refraction index, which is a well-studied phenomenon that varies due to the atmospheric density and gradient through which light deviates. We know this. But the YouTuber Quantum Eraser claims that refraction is a diversion because
if you bring it up, it's a red herring fallacy.
If that's the case, then we can conveniently ignore all the globe evidence while cherry-picking the anomalies that keep flat Earth patrons coming back for more.
Interesting.
Before we go any further, I'd like to thank today's sponsor. Like and subscribe has many benefits. Get yours today. Thanks. So, in case of insomnia, I'll leave a link in the description that refers to the black swan theory. I did ask a prominent flat earther for clarification on the use of the term, but there was no reply. Suffice it to say, the Australian black swan discovery put the kibosh on a poorly conceived theory. Perhaps a fitting title for the flat Earth claim? Let's dig deeper. Back in September, we made a trip up through Ontario, Canada, looking for evidence of the black swan, and we stopped by the beautiful town of Meaford. That's where we discovered something interesting. While the closer shoreline was visible, the more distant shoreline was not. Now, if the Earth were flat, then seeing that shoreline would surely be a reasonable expectation. However, it remains hidden from this vantage point even when the water is perfectly calm. Try as we might, zooming in does not somehow bring things back from beyond the horizon, as some flat earthers claim. From above, we can see the missing shoreline, and the building that appears to be sinking in our photo is high and dry. Why the discrepancy? Well, let's do the math. The distance to that building is 12 kilometers from the camera, and the camera was mounted just shy of 3 meters above the water. Entering the globe dimensions into the big calculator, we found that the water's horizon should be about 6 kilometers away, at the halfway mark. That means that the building and the land will be about 3 meters lower in relation to the horizon from the camera's point of view, even when taking the small waves into account. That's why we can't see the beach. If what's hidden behind the curve becomes unhidden during one of those rare weather anomalies, as we see in the black swan photo, it doesn't mean the world is flat. It means somebody's pulling your leg. Another observation we made is that the foliage is faded and hazy looking compared with the water's clear dark blue horizon. Furthermore, we don't see the open water fading into a hazy blue yonder beyond the shore as it would if the Earth were flat. The more distant shoreline is not visible because it's hiding behind and below the Earth's curve, just as it should be on the globe. We've tested the flat Earth black swan, and all we found was a black swan fallacy, or a dead duck, if you will. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.